Hey everyone, I was recently talking to my uncle, and he was amazed to hear what Gemini and I managed to pull off recently. I want to share the story of how I finally lost weight after basically giving up hope. Late last year, in 2025, I looked at myself and the scale. The paradox was that I had been training almost all year, and the last few months I was even working with a personal trainer. But the reality was, I was just getting bigger. The workouts weren't helping at all. I was completely stuck. Why was this happening? I didn't have the time to dive into the details of dieting, figure out exactly what to eat, or completely overhaul my daily routine. I run a startup, and things are constantly moving. My routine is strict, and I honestly felt I had zero willpower left to fight my cravings. All my emotional resources, all my decision-making power, were going straight into the business, not into losing weight or getting fit. Being stuck, I decided to try something unorthodox. I just took the raw results of my blood work and medical analyses, standard PDF files, and dumped all of them straight into Gemini. I didn't have high expectations. It was just an experiment to see what it would say. You know what happened next? Gemini analyzed the data and gave me a specific direction that was entirely different from just train harder. Over the last 2 months, I lost 10 kilograms. And this happened entirely because I removed carbohydrates from my diet, following the personalized insights the AI pulled directly from my blood work. I want to be completely transparent. The transition was rough. I actually stopped training like I used to because at first, I had zero energy. My body was switching from running on carbohydrates to burning fats. It's an uncomfortable process. My head was pounding, and I felt exhausted. This is where Gemini saved the day again. When my head was killing me, I just asked the AI what was going on. It explained the water loss processes my body was going through and pointed out that I was simply lacking electrolytes. I asked it questions every step of the way, and it actively guided me through the entire adaptation phase. What really made this sustainable was the daily routine. I didn't want to do any dieting research. I essentially outsourced all of that mental load to the AI. If I'm out at a restaurant here in KL, I just pull out my Pixel, snap a picture of the menu, and drop it into the chat thread where I manage my diet. Or, I literally just say out loud what I'm about to eat, and Gemini will immediately stop me if the meal is loaded with hidden carbs. Psychologically, this was a game changer. Once you objectively look at your blood work, combined with the context you provide about your lifestyle, it removes the guesswork. All I demanded was accurate information backed by medical research. I'll be honest, sometimes I was skeptical. If I sensed the AI might be leading me in the wrong direction, I'd step back and do a Google search to fact-check it. But there was never a single case where I proved it wrong. The information was always solid. Working in the AI space and building voice automations, we were actually examining AI models for the medical industry about a year ago. Even then, with tweaking, they were good enough to fill out complex insurance forms. But today's models are on a completely different level. Gemini holds such a massive context window now that you can literally feed it a war and peace-sized novel of your personal medical history, habits, and lab results. It tracks all of it perfectly to give you highly specific advice. The biggest takeaway for me is this. If standard methods aren't working, you might not need to force more willpower. You just need to understand your own body better. Outsourcing that expertise to AI allowed me to finally get the results I wanted without sacrificing the energy I need for my business. Thanks for watching.